In this video, I'm going to show you how to transform your drone photos to go from something like this to something like this in about 30 seconds. And it's really easy to do. Let's get into it. So it's a new year, you might have picked up a new drone for Christmas. I'm going to show you in this video how to make your drone photos look a lot better than they do straight out of the drone. Now there's nothing wrong with the photos that come straight out of any of these drones, but by doing a few simple steps you can make your photos look so much better and transform them from just a standard drone photo to something that looks unique and something that stands out more, put your own style in it. And it doesn't matter which drone you have, you could have the Mavic series, the Air series, the Mini series. I'll even throw in an action camera as well, just to show you a few different camera examples. Let's get straight into it. All right, so let's get Luminar Neo loaded up now. And I think this is such a fantastic program for beginners because it makes it so easy to use. So I've got a few different examples here that I'm going to be able to show you from different cameras. So let's get straight into it. So the first shot here, this is taken on the DJI Mini 5 Pro, fantastic area within California, taken on the panel photo mode, which I really do enjoy doing. Now on the right hand side here, you'll notice you've got all of these different tools available to you and they keep adding different ones all the time. Now you don't just have to use these for drone photos, it's also great for portrait photos as well because you've got lots of different tools here as well. Now normally what you do when you're editing your photo, because this looks fantastic, but we can make it just pop a little bit more. What you would do is go to the developing tab. So on majority of all photo editors, you will have what's called the exposure. You can change the highlights, the shadows, the sharpness, and the color, like the saturation, the vibrance. But because you're basically, as a beginner, just kind of guessing what to do, this is where you can actually ruin that photo really easily and make it look worse than it did straight out of the camera. So you still have all of these tools available to you, and I'm going to be using these. But if we just go back to that first shot and go straight up to the top, the most used feature and tool on here 100% is Enhance AI. So if we go back to this developing tab where you've got the exposure, the contrast, highlights, shadows, the temperature, saturation, the AI software is reading this photo and it's going to actually improve all of those areas in one slider. So in theory, you don't really have to touch the developing tab. Now you can go back into it and make some minor adjustments. So if we now just increase this Accent AI slider, you'll see the dramatic difference that it's actually making to this photo. So at the moment, this is like on 85%. So you can overcook it. I would say be a bit more subtle in all of these sliders. Now I'm going to actually reduce that a little bit because I don't want it too saturated. I don't particularly like that look, but just there, 46, it's a subtle amount. And if we use this tool here, it can actually show you the before and the after. It just looks a lot better, doesn't it? If that is ready to then go and share, you could print this out. It looks fantastic. So then you just go to the top right hand corner, click export, and then you can export that as a JPEG. Now an interesting shot here, this is taken on the DJI Mavic 4 Pro and it's actually on the ground, the gimbal's just pointed up, and it's a really cool aspect of this Ford F-150. So I just want to show you a couple of different tools as well of how we can enhance this really easily still. So let's go to Enhance AI slider again, but this time rather than actually just increasing this Accent AI, and that's going to improve that whole shot. I mean, just look at the difference there already. It stands out so much more, doesn't it? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this button here called masking. So we have two options here, mask AI or object select. Now object select has recently been added. So if we click object select, what it's going to allow you to do is just select certain parts of this image just by highlighting over it. So if I want to just select this alloy here, I can do, maybe just that door, or I can just select the whole truck. So I'm going to select the whole truck now. So you can see that has been highlighted. So if I now go back to the adjustments, and if I now improve that Accent AI, it's only actually enhancing the truck itself, which therefore allows that truck to stand out even more. So if we now improve that up to say 70%, and then just look at the before and the after, that truck has a really nice pop to it, doesn't it? But now what I want to do is go back to that developing tab. I'm going to click on masking again. This time, let's just show you mask AI. So you've got a choice, sky, mountains, natural ground, or transport. So let's click transport. So now what it's actually done is selected just that truck. But I'm going to go back to mask AI again. I'm going to click on mask actions and click invert. Now, if we show that, it's now selected everything around there apart from the truck. So now I'm going to go back to adjustments and I'm going to just bring the exposure down a little bit. So now the whole background, the foreground here, it's slightly darker than it was before, only a little bit. I don't want to make it like that. It looks stupid. So just subtle amounts, and it just makes the actual truck itself stand out even more. Now, what they've also added at the very bottom here, you'll see this, and this is like an AI assistant now. And what this AI slider does is allows you to edit your photo just by clicking any of these buttons. So you click enhance this photo, turn it into black and white. You don't have to do actually anything on these sliders now. You could get the AI assistant to do it all for you. But you can also type in prompts here. So if I say here, give this a film look, click enter. Now it's going to think about it. So now it's giving me 3 choices. So I can click on each one of these and it's going to give me a different effect. So we've got a black and white effect here with some grain added, but I can also click on this one. So this shot here I like, and it actually tells you what exactly has happened. So how they've achieved this film look. So that looks great. Now, if we just go back to this original look here, what was taken on the drone straight out of the camera, and then just look at the end result. It looks different, doesn't it? It looks better than that original shot because we now have our own style on this. The truck pops. You have this really nice filmic look to it. All done in 2 or 3 sliders. It's just absolutely crazy. And it's also great for your drone photos when taken either in low light or nighttime, golden hour scenarios. So this shot here, nice shot, nicely composed. This is taken actually on the DJI Mini 4 Pro. So I'm going to go to Accent AI. We're going to increase this again. Let's take this all the way up to 65%. So that looks really cool. And then we're going to go down now to what's called Magic Light AI. Now you see all these street lights and lights here on the side. So you can make those pop automatically. Now normally you would have to highlight every single one of these and then adjust them yourself. But with this, it does it automatically for you. So I can now click on intensity, and you can see that those lights now get a glow to them, don't they? Now we don't want it to be on 100% because it just doesn't look right, does it? But if we just have it on, say, maybe 10%, it just gives those a subtle glow, and you can actually just see the before and after just of that magic light. Now you might want to post this photo to, say, Instagram story. So if we go to the top right corner, click on crop AI, and then we're going to just change that ratio from a horizontal shot. All we got to do is click this button, and now we can have this composed for Instagram story. Click on apply, and then it automatically adjusts that for you. And just to show you a photo taken from an action camera, so this was taken on the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 after sunset, so not the best conditions, but really nice, cool photo in anamorphic as well. And here I can click on Enhance AI. I can just improve this just by increasing this slider. I don't have to go into that developing tab and start adjusting the exposure, the highlights, the contrast. I can do this all from this Enhance AI slider. So that just by that one slider alone took 20 seconds. That looks much better. So for this photo, really cool locations. Let's just do what we did before. It's improve the Accent AI. So much better already. But I want to actually change this sky. So if we click on Sky AI, you've got all of these different sky selections that you can choose from, all built into the program. So if you go to a location, it's really overcast and you're thinking it's not going to look great, this photo, you can change the sky all within this AI software, and they look really realistic. So this sky here is not too bad, but I can completely change it to any of these different built-in skies, and we can even transform it to go from a daytime shot to, say, a sunset shot like this. It's fantastic. And if we actually just zoom in and we're going to look at the actual mask, we can see just how good it is around the mountains, around the edges. The mask is fantastic by default. Now we do have refinements as well, so if there's any gaps there, we can improve that. We can change the horizontal and the vertical position of the sky. Now you see this sunset here, we can also then go and actually add a sun rays. So if we click on landscape, we can then click place sun center. You see this dot on the screen, you can just move this along. So let's have it exactly where that sun is. And then we're going to click on amount. And then if we just add that literally to, say, 1, and then we're going to go to penetration. I know somebody's laughing right now. And then we're going to reduce this a little bit, just so it's a subtle amount. Let's click off that. And now you can see that a subtle amount of sun rays coming through just from that. So to mask and change the sky, to add the sun rays to the sun, and then also to change the look of this photo by adding some saturation and contrast would take a lot longer on Photoshop, whereas it took us a couple of minutes. Now you can see some people on this beach, so if you want a bit of a clean look, we can just click on erase and we can just circle around, basically just point over anything in the photo that you want to get rid of, and then just click on erase, and the AI software will remove it all for you. So if there's anything in that photo you want to get rid of, you can click on erase and the AI software will get rid of it. So this like pole here, if you don't want that there, you can just highlight over it and click erase, and it does a great job. So if we go back to the original shot, that's the original, and that's the after. And this shot here, one of my favorite places in California, taken on the DJI Air 3S. And what I want to show you here is two things. So first of all, let's just go to the obvious one, Accent AI. We're going to boost that straight away, ready to share. I reckon that was what, 10 seconds? But you see all the fantastic water here, the sea. We can go to water enhancer. Now what this will do is will automatically select just the water in your scene. So it could be a lake, it could be the sea like this. And then if we go to amount, it's just going to improve the look of the water. And then we can change the color, so the blues, the greens, so we can have it really saturated, which doesn't look realistic, but we can also adjust it to be minimal, or let's say around about 36% for it. And if we just look at the before and the after of the water, it's a subtle amount, but it just makes that photo look a lot more warmer and inviting and stands out more. It's like, oh, this looks a fantastic location on a nice sunny day. Now, if we want to, we can also add some greens as well. So in places, especially like around, say, Mallorca in Europe, you've got really nice teal color water. It looks fantastic. So we add some more of that here. We could also recreate that. So water enhancer is also built into this. And then just like before, if we have some distractions there, maybe some people that we don't want to be in this shot, so you can go in and actually remove these. Now, if you want to actually get a better result, then I would say spend a little bit more time in removing these. I'm doing this as fast as possible, but you can change the size of it, and the more accurate you are, the better results you're going to get. But I find even just by rushing it like that, it does a great job. So if we go back now for this shot, that's the before. If you look at the water especially, and now look at the after, the difference it makes. And this is what I like about this. I can go to a location, I can take some drone shots. That might then just be sat chilling or go to a coffee shop or something. I could then get those drone photos, open them up in this program or on my phone, and get really fast results that I can then share or show to my friends or family. Like, have you seen what this drone has just done? And I'm not sat there on Photoshop for 5 or 10 minutes doing this. I'm getting these results really quick. This shot here, great location, brilliant shot. I just want to actually improve and boost this a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do. Just improve it just by that one slider. Click on export. That is ready to share. I might want to share on Instagram, so I'll just change the aspect ratio. Really, really easy to use. Now, if we go to this shot here, under mood, you can see it says choose LUT. So if you've picked up any video LUTs on my website for, say, the Mini 5 Pro, the Air 3S, any of those drones, you could use those on this photo program, which is something you can't do on any others. So if you can click on custom LUTs, this is where you can add your own. So if you've got my Mini 5 Pro LUTs, all you do is click on add custom LUT file and then drag them onto that. So I've added some of these here. So I can now go and add these LUTs to this photo. So if we now go to, say, teal and orange, it gives you a nice teal and orange look to this shot. One of my favorite looks that I use a lot on all my drone videos, I can now have replicated on a photo. And then I want me and the truck to pop more. So I'm going to click on object select, just like before here. It's going to select me and the truck. You can see on that shot there, it's actually missed my knee. So I'm just going to click on my knee there and then go back to adjustments and then improve me and the truck, or the truck and I. So that's there, we're standing out more. It's a cool shot. So I'd highly recommend you can go and check this out. It makes it so easy using all of these sliders to get the results you want. But you can still use this in the normal traditional way just by going to that developing tab, and you can improve then the exposure, the highlights, the shadows, the saturation, all from just moving these sliders as you would normally do. And then you can then go back to enhance AI if you wish to, and then you can improve it and give it that overall boost. And you can see just from that shot, the before and after, it doesn't take long, it doesn't take a lot of skill just to make your photos stand out a lot more. So I hope you found that helpful, and this program Luminar Neo really is a nice and simple program to use, especially for beginners. But I use this all the time for fast edits, so I can take a drone photo and transform it in like 30 seconds to a minute, and I can use this on my laptop. It's available on Windows, Android, iPhone, even the Apple Vision Pro. Now if you want to go and check this out, I'm going to link it at the top of the description, and you can get an extra discount off by putting this discount on the screen at checkout. You're going to get an extra discount off that price. But go and check this out and let me know what you think about it. You can go and actually use some of the examples that I've shown you. Just upload your own photo and then go and use some of the features like the Enhanced AI, the Sky AI. Moving those sliders along is going to completely transform your photo. Now just remember, when you're taking a photo on your drone, there are some settings on your controller that you can change to make those photos look a lot better straight out of the drone. So if you go into your settings and then go into camera and switch to photo, so you might find that you're still in video settings, you need to actually select photo either by clicking on the top right corner of your controller or within the actual screen itself. And then you'll see here you've got megapixel. Now depending on which drone you've got, this could be 12 megapixel or 50 megapixel, could be 12 and 48, it could be 12 and 100. So which one to choose? Well, normally if you're just actually taking photos in the area that you might be living in, there's nothing too spectacular in that area, then 12 megapixel is absolutely fine. You're not going to be too focused on actually editing those photos. But if you go to a really nice location, you've got this spectacular landscape in the distance, you want to actually capture as much detail as possible. So you want to select then 48 or 50 megapixel or even 100 megapixel if that option exists. And make sure you've got your grid lines turned on, especially the rule of thirds. This is going to help massively with composition, and this plays a key part in how that photo looks. Now don't forget, I've also got my own settings cheat sheets. These are in digital and book format, so if you want any more information on say the Mini 5 Pro, the Mini 4 Pro, the DJI Air 3S, these are all available on my website dmprovisuals.com, and there'll be more cheat sheets for other drones coming really soon. If you've got any more questions on this, let me know in the comments down below, but I do hope you got some value out of it. If you did, do me a favour and hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos coming really soon, and if you want to get any more videos from me, there's some more in the top corners here. See you in the next one.